What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. And I just wanted to very quickly go over some changes that are going to happen in the account as we move forward. We are moving a little bit slower. Oops, sorry about that. Forget I can't swipe with my screen any longer. But in any case, we are moving a little bit slower than I'd like to at, getting through these hero stages and starting to work through the Verge Way. And then we need to really catch up on equipment fast, because even though my research is good, my equipment is doing not so hot, and I haven't even started to build it yet because I wanted to make a good video for you guys about equipment. So this is just crazy being this far in and not being able to attack a level 3 dark nest appropriately. So that's what I'm trying to fix right now. Now, I did join a new guild. My last one got disbanded because we couldn't get 11 people in there for now. If we get this thing going far enough and we get enough followers, maybe that's something I can do in the future, or maybe I can take over a guild. Matter of fact, far enough in the future, I'm going to move out of this kingdom, and I already own a different guild that I could build up that has, like, a level 26 gift level, that when you get those gold boxes, those special key boxes, then you get better gifts. It's more likely that you'll get a gold rather than a sapphire or something like that, or whatever chests they have. But that's it. In this episode, I do want to say that I'm not going to keep my picture down in the right because I changed up my equipment setup, and I am going to start cruising through all this stuff because, again, we haven't gone through our hero stuff, we haven't gone through the Verge Way, all of that kind of stuff. We're going to start cruising through it. And right now, I'm going to go into the hero stages, and I'm basically not going to stop until they start getting difficult. Now, or until I run out of stamina that I'm allowed to use. Right now, I have my main stamina, and then I have 175 of those hearts, which each give me another 120, but I can only use so many per day. And how many can I use? Well, that depends on your VIP level, so I'll just tell you, 12 Brave Heart uses per day. That's my max. And then I only get 32 daily elite stage entries, which we will eventually be getting into, but not right now. So right now, I'm going to take this normal stage thing as far as I can. And here's the thing. I'm playing with not only pay-to-play players, but on top of that, these guys are very leveled up because I've been waiting so long to do a video like this that, I'd come in and I'd use my stamina on a basic stage that I've already completed so that I could just keep leveling these guys up. And now a few of them are at my maximum level, and I'm going to start saving up some food so that I can keep on bringing them up. But long story short, we're going to cruise through these. And I'm going to add some probably background music. And that way you don't have to necessarily watch any of this if you don't want to. But I hope you enjoy it. And I will stop and I'll turn off the music for any tips that might be necessary. But I highly doubt that's going to be likely for any time soon. As a matter of fact, I'm mostly going to go ahead and turn on this automatic attack and just watch what they do. And then I'll click on the next stage, and I'll keep on going through that method. Now, when things do get a little tougher, I'll want to use some different heroes. So you know what might be good now, if you're following along, if you're still listening, is to drop down their levels. And what I mean by that, not drop down, but go down to the lower level heroes and let them build up. Since my heroes now are already maxed out at level 57, I can go, okay, that one's not maxed, not maxed, and let's see how this crew gets through. I don't know if they'll make it through quite as easily, but at the end of every battle, you get that experience, so why not have people leveling up? Especially if you don't need any kind of special heroes to accomplish the stage, you might as well get all of your heroes as high in level as you can. And once one of them is maxed, switch out the others. But in any case, I'm just going to keep this moving, and it's going to be a relatively long video, but it should be a good video for moving us forward. And that's all this is. It's just a good video to keep us moving in the right direction so that we can do other things. That's it. I don't think these are the funnest videos to make, honestly, because you're not gaining much from them. I'm not telling you anything, but I do enjoy making them and having them available. I do enjoy that aspect of things, so not hating hard here, but just trying to get this thing moving so that I can get you content that is more helpful. That's all. Alright, so from here on out, I'm pretty much just going to let these play through. I'm just going to keep on ticking that clock away. This is going to be, like I said, a very long video, but hopefully we're getting a lot accomplished as a result of doing this longer nonsense video. Man, it's so easy peasy right now, and all these guys are just crushing it. There you go. Whew, tough battle. Wasn't sure we were gonna make it out. It's like being in the jungle, being pursued by a savage beast. Will we make it out? Can we find the edge of the jungle? Who knows? Oh wait, it was super easy. The jungle was like one tree. What's this guy talking about? Making no sense. Well, this is not the most entertaining thing to sit and record either, but if I can amuse myself along the way, and hey, if you're listening along for any reason, I hope I'm amusing you as well. If not, I guess I'm just wasting both of our time then. Boom. Take that, you fairy. Hey look, it's not like killing them instantaneously. It actually takes them more than like 2 hits. That's a good sign. I hope it gets hard fast. That way we don't have to sit through so many videos of nonsense. Then we can get to the stuff where it's actually going to be somewhat useful. The Overlord has pardoned 200 and something prisoners because they are silly and got themselves caught. Must be nice to be Overlord at that point. But kingdoms like that always fall. Rulers like that in a kingdom always fall, rather. You wait. The ruler of this kingdom, 2 GHYK, don't know what any of that stands for, but they go out and they attack people and they take a big risk, and with their leader not knowing if they're gonna be successful, and even though they don't have Bunny, the familiar that you'll learn about later, that allows you to basically attack someone and then have your leader escape if they're caught, well, they don't have that yet. So what they do is they just crush out a hit, get their leader captured, and then since they are the ruler of the kingdom, then they are entitled to release all prisoners whenever they would like to. So, unfortunate but true. Now, it's only unfortunate if you don't happen to be the Overlord. So it's like everybody, mostly everybody. But again, these guys will fall. They'll either move out of the kingdom. That happens just as easily, right? So people grow quickly And once they're too big for a kingdom and they get bored of destroying this kingdom, they think the grass is greener somewhere else, and then they leave and they go to another kingdom, and then they start bashing that one. And if you wait around in one kingdom long enough rather than jump around, you'll see it happen in your kingdom. People will come, people will go. People will come, people will go. And it'll just happen again and again. Now, why do people come and why do people go? Well, people attack for one of three reasons. One is to increase their stats, right? Like, you have certain stats. One of those is how many kills that you're going to have. And people will attack to increase their kills. Another stat people might want to increase is something called EDM, or enemy destroyed might. And what that number is like, let's say I'm attacking a bunch of wooden castles that only have T1 troops, and I have like 100 million kills. Well, 100 million kills looks cool, but if you look at the EDM on that, you're not destroying much might. Like, the people that you are attacking are very beginner wooden castle, like I said, like that. So the lower your enemy destroyed might, the more of a farmer you are, basically. And so, like, right now, my enemy destroyed might is literally 0 because I haven't built out my equipment and I haven't gone out and started battling. And so, as a result, my EDM is 0. I'm basically the #1 farmer in all of Lords Mobile at the moment, tied for first. But that will be changing, and it will be changing relatively soon. Once I'm able to get these hero stages out of the way, I've got a Verge Way thing that I've got to do, and there's also more than just the normal hero stages. And then we're going to go through the actual heroes, how to build them up and make them stronger, because that's going to be huge difference in everything we do. Coliseum, hunting, these stages, everything's about to improve. When we level up these heroes and I start going through that, that's going to be a special treat. It's one of my favorite things for a short period of time, because once you're done with it, it does, you run out of things to do. In my main account, I am collecting a bunch of food that you win from these types of battles. I still go through them because you still get speed ups when you do them. But as a result, I have like a massive amount of food sitting around. So I can take somebody, a brand new hero, from 0 up to level 60 instantly because I have that much food. And I'll still have enough left over to do it 10 more times, no problem. So, you hit this point where all of your heroes are maxed out, and then when your heroes are maxed out, you kind of get bored. You don't want to necessarily, it's cool while it lasts, and it's fun while it lasts, but then you get bored. It gets done, and there's nothing else to do, so you move on to the next thing in the game. So this is, again, fun to do while you do it, and then once you're done, it's kind of like, whew, glad to be done. Now, I'm going to get done a lot faster than most people because I have that familiar that gives me extra stamina every day. Not to mention all the packs that I've purchased that are going to help me out. With all those extra hearts that I have. We're just waiting for these guys to finish appearing so we can end this. So, we're going to go through a lot, and this is going to be a really beneficial effort. I need to get to the equipment. That's the most exciting thing that I need to get to. But in order to get to equipment, I think I'm going to go through all of this other stuff first. Now, every time you clear a chapter, you get 10 of those of one character, right? At the end of every normal chapter, you're going to get 10 medals for one character. And it'll always be someone different. Alright. So, going on to what I was saying, people attack, and you're going to see people come in and out of kingdoms, and you're going to see people attack for one of a few reasons. One is that they're going to look for kills. They're going to look for enemy destroyed might. And then if they don't look for kills, they're looking for leaders. Why leaders? Well, when you're a level 25 prison and a level 25 altar, what'll happen is you can capture an enemy leader, and if a leader is available at a castle, I will capture that person immediately, because it's going to give me a boost. It's going to give me attack, defense, and other stat boosts that I'll show you here in a little bit. Well, I'll probably jump into it more, and I'll just show you when we get to that point. But what it'll do is it'll give you boosts both when you hold them in your prison, and then when you execute them, your altar gives you boosts. And so if you have all your stats up, you have a prisoner, and you have another prisoner at least that has been executed, then you're more likely to be extremely powerful. And so you can go and get more kills and more EDM. So those kind of tie into the same reason somebody might attack you in a way, but they are two different things. I'll attack a small castle to get a leader, but if they have their leader hidden but still a bunch of troops out, I want to get all those kills and increase my EDM and everything like that. Now, the third reason somebody is going to attack you is that you have a bunch of resources out. So if you have, we've talked before about having resources in your bag and out of your bag. The little top right corner that shows you how much you have of each resource currently, that's out of bag. In bag is the stuff that when you click on your castle, you can see how many items you have from bag. And items from bag is what you have in bag. You can also look in your bag down at the bottom in the settings bar, in the action bar down there, and you can see, okay, I have X amount of resources. Well, if you have a shelter, and if that shelter is in excess of what it can, it's not the shelter is the wrong word, vault. You have a vault, and the vault holds up to so much safely, and if you have it in excess of that out of your bags, then the vault will not hold it, protect it, nothing. If somebody comes and attacks you, that's what they're after. They're trying to make sure and grab whatever you've spent on your money, whatever you've done to get those resources, whatever effort you've made. They're going to come and pilfer it. They're going to pillage and steal it away from you. So that's the goal, is they're going to come, they're going to destroy you, increase their enemy destroyed might, increase their kills, burn your turf, get more successful attacks, get a leader, execute your leader, and steal your resources. And so what can we do about that? Well, if you take away the things that they can attack, then they will stop coming and harvesting your hive. If you guys, and nothing's ever going to stop anybody, because they're just going to keep on searching and searching and searching, right? But if I come across a castle, right, and all of its troops and its leader are sheltered, so they have everybody hidden, and then they only have like 3 million of each resource, but they are protected up to 4 million. Well, why in the world would I send my troops to attack that castle? I get nothing from it. There's no benefit for me. If your resources, your leader, and your troops are all hidden, then I'm moving on to the next person. So that's something that, no matter how big you get, you need to either hide your troops, like you can shelter them, or you can throw a shield up. And later we're going to learn about scouting and having to deal with that whole thing, that whole mess. But you just want to make sure and keep your shield up, keep your people sheltered, keep those guys away from the enemy, and the enemy will keep coming back, always, as a rule. And when they leave, there will be a new enemy that hounds you and scouts you. And it's funny because so many people will get very angry about this. You know, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Wow, VCB attacks TC Verbivore. That was a big attack. Because I know Verbivore is one of the bigger ones on TC, which is Tough Crowd. I used to be in that guild. And like I mentioned, the leader at the time was going to offer it to me, but I didn't stick around and, wait it out. And then I started my own and failed. So it is what it is. I'm just having fun. And hopefully you are too. If not, cool. Hey, I hope you find the video that does help you have fun. If you're entertained by me, cool. I appreciate you sticking around. And hopefully I'll get better at this as we go. But one thing I will be doing in the near future is I'm going to kind of go back through my content, and I'm going to make like a no fluff type of video. Like, okay, A to B, what is it that we want to accomplish? Or A to Z. And I'm not going to talk about all the like humming and hawing, but in between it's just going to be raw content of like, okay, only build one farm. Build your buildings this way, build your research this way, and then I'm moving on, right? I'm not going to sit there and go on about why I think it's right or wrong or whatever, right? Some people, and I saw a post on Reddit recently that made it very clear, some people don't care about that crap. They just want the content that they're looking for, right? So if I go to a limited challenge, I don't care about necessarily all the things that you think. Anyway, I don't care about all the things that necessarily someone thinks as much as I'm just looking for the content that I need. Oh, I think I moved that out of view, didn't I? Yes, I did. I have a habit of grabbing my mouse and trying to scroll with it and do things with it, forgetting that I'm on my phone. This new setup's getting me. And I don't remember what I was about to say before that now. Oh, I think I was just basically saying anyway that I'm just going to create a no fluff kind of content. I'm going to go in. If I have a limited challenge that I want to find out which heroes to use and any important tips that I need to know, that's all I need to know. I don't need the story about everything else. And somebody made that point on Reddit, and I thought, okay, that's a fair point. So, I want to make sure and have kind of content, not necessarily for everybody, because sometimes if you serve everybody, then you serve nobody, essentially. Somebody who tries to be a master of all is a master of none. And look at that, gotta use my first stamina. Wow, did that say I had 185 of those things? Wow. Might have missed something there. But I can use 12 of these a day, so I should be able to get very, very, very far in this video. And these guys are starting to withstand my attacks quite a bit, so it's not going to be too much longer on this video. Actually, I can see it coming to an end relatively quickly. I'm gonna have to go back up to my main guys. These guys are starting to take some damage, and as they're dealing damage, they're not dealing it nearly as quick as they were when I started this whole thing. So every level that I advance, you can see those enemies are withstanding my attacks more and more and more and more. So here we are, 3-11. And by the end of stage 3, I think we're going to be getting to that point where stage 4 might start presenting a challenge. I might start have to really thinking about the heroes that I'm using and how I want to move them forward. Now, unfortunately am sick right now, so if you hear me sniffle at all, I apologize. Alright, easy peasy. If I do end up putting music in the background of this video, I know it probably won't be very loud. That way you can hear me still talk my nonsense if you're into it. Let's see, where are we headed after this? We're going to, very quickly, I'm going to do a video like this. I'm going to do a very long video about the Vergeway. And I'm probably going to go through and mark the spots where I start each particular round. And that way, you have markers in the video and the description of where to go for which content, but we can also move on, because after this, again, I'm going to go through this. I'm going to go through the elite hero stages. Those are going to be important. I'm going to go through our heroes themselves and upgrading our heroes, and then I'm going to go through all the Vergeway battles, and then finally, I'm going to, after those long videos are done, we're going to go ahead and finish off by coming over to the equipment. And I've got a spreadsheet for you. I've got everything locked down. It's going to be really, really nice in the end. I've got it broken down by infantry, by cavalry, by range. I'll give you 3 different options. Each option has something that it conflicts with. And so if you build this on your infantry, it might conflict with that on your range. Or maybe one piece can be used for both parties, like the Holy Cup? Why can't I think of it? I think it's called the Holy Cup. But anyway, with the Bon Appetit, Ambrosial Cup. I think that's actually what it's called now that I'm thinking about it. Ambrosial Cup. And so that one has both range and infantry power, and it's the best that you can get for either one within the and they have new equipment, so I might have to eat my words on that, but for right as I remember, it's the best for both infantry and range as far as their attack power and what you get from them out of the accessories. So if I build one accessory that I love for infantry, top, it'd be the Ambrosial Cup. And same thing with range, it would also be the Ambrosial Cups. And so you're going to have conflicting times with that one. Sometimes that's not so bad, because sometimes, like with the Ambrosial Cup, you have Kingdom Tycoon. And Kingdom Tycoon allows us to go in, possibly win some gems while we're at it, but we're going to pick up a familiar called Bon Appetit, and we're going to pick up a bunch of those glowing halos, which is what we desperately need in order to build. Ideally, you want a bunch of those Ambrosial Cups. My goal would be to have 6 of them at Mythic one day. And why 6? Why Mythic? Well, at 6, I could have 3 with jewels in them that are set up for my infantry, another 3 with jewels in them that are set up for my range, and I can have a quick equip set with something that you'll learn about later on, but you can tap a button and it'll equip everything rather than having to constantly switch back and forth between them like we do now. Alright, so these guys are getting tough enough that I'm gonna go ahead and start getting back to my sets of 3 here very soon. And we'll just kind of go back to individual stages, because level 4, 5, 6, by the time you're getting to 6, you're actually struggling. Even if all your heroes are at level 60, sometimes you struggle in those battles if you don't have the right heroes out. And that's why it's good to increase these guys' levels. So as you're increasing everybody's level, boom, there you go. I don't remember what his name is, but he just went up, and as you're going, you're increasing their level, so that when you get to those later stages, sometimes your main characters that you've been playing with all time are level 60 and they're awesome, and that's great and all, but then they're not the right heroes for the stage later. And then the heroes that are the right heroes to help you beat that particular stage are weak. And then you don't have any recourse except to build those characters up, go and fight previous battles and get food and feed it to that character and build them up separately. If you do it along the way, it makes it a lot easier, like we are now. So, keep on throwing those inexperienced heroes in there until it starts getting hard, and then you can switch them out, maybe even slowly. You don't have to switch everybody at once, maybe just kind of one at a time there. But in any case, I will be right back. Give me a moment here. Alright, so here we go, I'm back, and I'm just going to finish out these last two. We're going to call this video good, and in the next one, I'll start moving back into the sets of 3 in chapter 4. That way, you can see a little bit more precise on the action. And maybe I'll do one chapter at a time until it does get really hard. Because I'm looking at this chapter 3 as I said that, and I'm still whooping them, and I'm not even my top heroes at this point. So I might want to get to chapter 4 or 5, or excuse me, 5, before I start thinking about doing the smaller videos. That way, I'm not providing you with ridiculously easy content that you don't care about viewing. Alright, so last round here. We're going to call this video good. And for those of you that hung in there, I appreciate it. I appreciate you stopping by. Always nice to have anybody that's willing to watch me and, make a fool of myself and talk nonsense. Sometimes it's not nonsense, but, sometimes it is, and you get what you get out of it. So for those of you that are sticking around and listening to that stuff, I appreciate you. I do hope that I keep on serving everyone well here, and I hope that I can keep on giving tips that are very helpful. If I'm not, please let me know what it is that you're missing from me, and I'll try and improve. But that is it for this video, and as soon as I get my little hero stuff that I get from this chapter, I will call it good, and I will catch you guys in the next one. So let's see what we get. Scarlet Bolt, beautiful thing. Take a quick look. Look at that. Oh, I didn't even know I didn't have Bombing Goblin already. Perfect. Now I've got another magic hero. And we're going to start getting these guys all up to their highest level, but not only that, I've mentioned this before, we want to get up to the point where, okay, for example, Rose Knight, if I want to fuse this, I need more of these, but I can't get more of them without getting the stage 5-6 or 6-6, so that I can even beat those stages, so that I can get that equip or that content. Let's see, is there any? Let's see right here. I could go into 3-6, and this is one thing that we're going to start doing. I'm going to go into 3-6, I hit, the sweep for 10, and then I come back, I hit X, and do I have enough? No, I didn't get any on that round, so I could use my Brave Hearts and I could continue that path and do even more. And so that's kind of something that we're going to get into, how to raise this level up to rank 4, what that's going to do for us here, both on hero skills and battle skills. And then overall, we're going to keep driving up the level and the strength, because that's the main thing that we're doing. When we, as you can see, when we equip this Fang Blade, when we finally get it, his strength is plus 25. And HP goes up 150, defense 12, magic defense 12. And each little trophy that they equip does that. And then when they rank up, they also get more power. And then they can equip more trophies up to the next rank, and it goes all the way up to rank 8. But that's the way to get powerful. Some people will worry more about the medals and the color. Don't stress about that right now in the beginning. The color is cool, and it will help you more, especially when we're talking, about getting these right here. The color is going to be really important to get the biggest boost that you can get. But that said, that's what it's mainly good for. Beyond that, if you want your heroes to be actually powerful, you need to focus on the trophies, their level, making sure their level gets as high as they can, their trophies get as many as they can, and we increase that rank as high as we can. That's what's going to give us the most power, and make us effective in battle. But that's it for this one. I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.